Hi, welcome to another Financial Friday. This is Chrissy, and today we are going to be talking about the commission statements that come over from EXP. Now, these come over as an email. They are the breakdown of every key piece of information that gets to your direct deposit number, and we're going to use an example to take a look at and look at all of these key details. Now, we know that there's 100 different ways that a commission can get to you. There's the lead source. There's all sorts of different pieces. For this example, it is my own personal lead. I've not capped with the team yet, so it's going to be a 70-30 split. There's a $695 broker admin fee that's on here, where $495 is going to the team and $200 is coming back to me as the agent. I have a $250 transaction fee that I pay to the team on this deal, and I've not capped with EXP yet. So you're going to see a 20% commission paid to the brokerage, and all of this shows up on the statement, and we're going to take a look at that next. So once the transaction is done, the title's done their pieces, everything's turned in SkySlope, and EXP is said that, yep, everything matches and is where it's supposed to be, you're going to get this notice of transaction completion email followed by the address in there. So one of the key pieces is this might be coming into your exprealty.com inbox. You want to make sure that you're seeing these. This is ultimately like your pay stub. So make sure that you have any forwarding rules set up to have all these emails go to your preferred inbox that you're using, whether that's with the team, whether that's a different one, but make sure you're getting these and seeing them on a regular basis. Once you do that, create a rule within that inbox where it comes to the top of the inbox based on that subject keywords, notice of transaction completion. I even do this and go a step further, and I have a little tag that shows up that says deposit details. And so right away when I open my inbox, if I see that there, I know there's money on the way. So the first part of this email, once you open it, is kind of this section that shows up the same every single time. But ultimately, there's three pieces that you're going to look at or verify, okay? We know that we had the address that's also in the subject line. But beyond that, you have the account number that it's going to be deposited to. So make sure that this number is accurate. Say you went from being a sole proprietor and now you're operating as an S Corp and you changed your bank account information to be a business account. If you've recently changed that, you're still going to look at this number to see, have they actually flipped it yet to go to the new bank account. This is something that I would look at every single time this NOTC comes over, just to verify and have that peace of mind. The last one on here is honestly the date you get the email. Okay, the date you get the email pretty much says you're going to see the direct deposit within 24 hours. So now that's business hours. So if you see it on a Friday, you should see the email on a Friday. You're going to see the deposit on Monday. Obviously, if there's a holiday on Monday, you're not going to see it till Tuesday. But ultimately, this means your money's coming. So don't just go by the closing date. Go by when you get that NOTC email. So the commission fee breakdown within that email shows you the team side as a percentage, as well as your side as a percentage. But then you get all of these other details in there. The team doesn't see those pieces. So if you want me to verify your side of this, what's in the NOTC email, into the transaction management software, which is your pipeline basically within the team, and PHT uses Sisu, go ahead and forward me those emails. Forward me your NOTCs, and I will verify the information against what the team has on theirs, against what's in the Sisu, penny to penny, and make sure that that part is accurate. Send those on over. Now, this is what ultimately is in that email. That first part we talked about, it's the Parker's name is on there, but that is the team's portion of it. And then my name is on there, me acting as the agent on this deal. If it's your deal, it would be your name. Then it has those percentages of the splits. Now, all of this other information down below, it is a lot of information and it's a lot of verbiage that we haven't ultimately used before. But if they were going to have the way every single team and every single agent calls out a different detail within it, the thing would be a gigantically long email that nobody would want to look at. So it's condensed. It's made a little bit more of a generic language, but ultimately we can look at it and break down what all of these pieces mean. And I've broken it into basically 4 sections. You have the split section, which we talked about already. You have the income section, which is any additions or subtractions that are going to get to your 1099 taxable income. You have the expense section, deductible expenses that are going to come off of that number before you get to that agent in the middle. And then that last section at the bottom is kind of the recap of everything that happened within the deal. The sales price, the commission percentage, if there's a broker admin fee, all of those kind of aspects are down there. If you had a referral fee that you were also paying out for a lead, you would see that down below, right above that transaction number, which is the identifier within your EXP enterprise portal, if you were going to look it up that way. So let's go back to the top of this. Why, if my deal is a 70-30 split, am I only getting 66.34%, which is a great question. You want to know what this means and make sure that your splits are accurate, 100%. What leads to this is that key detail we talked about in the beginning for this example is we had a $695 broker admin fee where $495 was going to the team and $200 was coming to me as the agent. And that's ultimately what is making this percentage difference on here. So let's take a look. What the team does is they take that 2.5% minus any referrals, and then they're going to split it 70-30, which gives us these numbers right here. Okay. But what EXP does is they add in the broker admin fee and the way that's broken out before they calculate that percentage or that split. Okay. So for this one, I'd get my 70%, but they're going to add 200 to mine to give me 5187.50, which is the number that is on the email right below that percentage of transaction. And that is 66.34. So that's how they're getting to that number, even though the team does split it as 70-30. Okay. So this section here, what is a bonus and what is a concession and why is it broken out here? What does that mean? We talked about that language again being really generic. So my suggestion would be get familiar with your team's software, get into Sisu and take a look around. You should be seeing these details in there. If it's listing expenses like photos or staging or sign placement, if you have a transaction fee on your deals, that's going to show up here, but the language around it is going to be within Sisu. It's not going to be in this email. So if you have questions, Sisu's the first place to go and take a look. Okay. Now this next section is those expenses, and we're going to break each one of these out to take a look at. The EXP commission, that's the 20% of this deal that goes to EXP till I cap at 4,000. So they're taking 20% of that 5187.50 or 20% of my 6634 that's on there, and I'll cap at 4,000 for my anniversary year. Then this piece will fall off. The risk management fee, that's your E&O insurance that is covered by EXP or paid by EXP. You're paying into it every transaction. It's a max of $40 per transaction, but they're only going to take your percentage of the deal of that 40. So 66.34% of $40 is $26.53. This caps at $500 per anniversary year. So you ultimately could see this fall off of your commission statement as well, and then start up again once you roll over that anniversary date. There is a potential for you to see a a capped transaction fee. Once you have capped with the team, then they put this transaction fee on there. But if you're a member of PHT, they cover this portion once you have capped. So you might see that there as a capped transaction fee, but you're ultimately going to see it brought back in on that bonus line, dollar for dollar. So if you have questions around it, once you see that first one, let me know, but the team is paying you back for it. You have a broker review fee. That's $25 every transaction. Whether you have 1 or 100, you're going to see it on every deal. The only time that this one is different is if it's a dual agency and you are representing both the buyer and the seller. Then your broker review fee is $12.50 because then they're counting it just as one deal. I haven't seen anybody with a mentor fee yet. If you have one, please show me. I want to know how those key details are apart. We can look at EXP Enterprise and take a look. But if you've come from a different team or you've come from a different way of being a part of EXP and this is there, let me know and we'll take a look at what it all entails. The last part that is deducted from here is if you've opted in for stock comp. You would be getting 5% taken out of your net commissions. That bottom number, or the number right above that stock comp line in yellow, that's 5%. That's going to buy into stock at a discounted rate, and you should be able to see that in EXP Enterprise as well. So this number right here, kind of important. It is the income number of this deal that is going towards your taxable 1099 income from your brokerage. So this is the number that you should be looking at as the line. Anything that happens above it that's already been accounted for, anything below it is the deductible expense from your 1099 income. So keep an eye on all of these. That is why these NOTCs are really important. So you have all of those details broken out right here. I love going through these with somebody. So if you have your first one and you want to know, hey, what can I expect for my 1099? These are my deductible expenses. I think, can you help me make sure that's right? What's that number that I'm going to see as my net payment in my direct deposit? Let's take a look and break these out. I can also help you create the journal entry that you should see if you're using QuickBooks Online or FreshBooks, any of those as your accounting software. We can make sure that your journal entry looks right to get all of these deductible expenses. Okay. Always, if you have questions, reach out. Happy to go over these with you. They can be pretty confusing and there's a lot of information, but I want you to understand the commission statements that you're getting. And ultimately that is my role with the team. Thank you for joining us for Financial Friday. If you have questions, feel free to reach out via email or Slack and I'll answer any that I can. If you have any recommendations for another Financial Friday topic, feel free to reach out and let me know. Otherwise, take care and have a great day.